Please welcome Radiohead.
Sure, what do you want? Radiohead!
They are Radiohead.
Folks, please welcome one of our favorites, Radiohead.
Creep, a song that defined a generation and made the band international stars. But what if I told you that despite its massive success, Radiohead themselves aren't too fond of it? When Creep released in 1992, it was an instant hit. Even today, it's still the #1 song on Spotify. Its raw, confessional lyrics and grunge-inspired sound easily connected with millions. But for Radiohead, it wasn't all a dream come true. Over time, Creep became a burden for the band. Despite its commercial success, it came to symbolize something Radiohead no longer wanted to be. Stuck in a box, defined by one song. In an interview with guitarist Ed O'Brien, he states this.
Going back to the single, of course, in 1993, the one that everybody talks about when they hear Radiohead, they associate Radiohead with Creep.
Right.
And perhaps people saw you as sort of one-hit wonders at the time.
Creep was like the blessing and the bane of this band. It was a blessing that we got to tour throughout the world, and that was fantastic. But it was also the bane that, you know, you have a song like that on your first album, and the history of bands having a big hit like that on the first album is that they don't go anywhere. You know, and if it had been on third or fourth, it would have been fine. But the frustrating thing was that we always thought we knew we had the material. And while we were recording it, even last year, we were sort of going out on tour and still sort of promoting Pablo Honey in like Mexico and Thailand and stuff like that. And it was always Creep, and it's like, hang on a sec, we're in the process of recording 22 new songs that we're like really proud of.
In 1995, The Bends was released, and it included a track titled My Iron Lung. The dictionary definition of an iron lung is a rigid case fitted over a patient's body, used for administering prolonged artificial respiration by means of mechanical pumps. In short, an iron lung keeps one alive, but restrains that person to one spot and doesn't allow them to leave. It's a metaphor for how the band feels about Creep. It kept them alive, it kept them going, but it kept them from moving on to something new, something better. The lyrics, "Suck your teenage thumb, toilet trained and dumb," are saying that people can't think for themselves. York states the same thing where he says, "My Uncle Bill, my militia beacon." A militia beacon is a light on the streets of Britain that guides both cars and pedestrians. Creep is much like that militia beacon, as people don't know better than to flock to the first source of light that they see. In the bridge of the song, he says, "And if you're frightened, you can be frightened." This lyric is saying that fans are scared of anything new or different. They're scared of music that doesn't sound like Creep, and that they're not ready to move on from it. But Radiohead was ready. Radiohead's evolution from Creep to the experimental sounds of OK Computer and Kid A shows just how far they've come. As their music became more complex and their themes more expansive, Creep felt increasingly out of place. It was a song from a different time, written by a different band. So why doesn't Radiohead like Creep? It's not because they don't appreciate its role in their career, it's because they've grown past it. Creep was a snapshot of who they were at the time, not a reflection of who they've become. In the end, Creep might have launched Radiohead into stardom, but it was their desire to move forward, to explore new sounds and ideas. That's what defined them. not the song they've long since left behind.